Chowa, hey everybody, Chowa here, and welcome back to another tech review. So today, it's a little different. I'm showing my face in this one just because I don't have my camera mount that shows down towards my desk or my windowsill, which is where I usually record these tech reviews. Today I am reviewing the Sanag Z51s Pro Max. So these earphones are actually made for the Chinese market, and I am, as far as I know, the only English reviewer to review these. That was a problem I had when I was buying these. I wanted to hear a review on them, but all the videos were in Mandarin or Cantonese, and I couldn't understand, obviously, because I don't speak those languages. So these are the Sanag Z51s Pro Max. And why am I making a video on these? Well, because they're on AliExpress and they're open to people in the English market and the Spanish market and all that. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about these and show you my thoughts. And we'll go over them as well. So this is the green version as well. It has a little green LED to show that it's charging. USB-C, which you don't see a lot on earbuds at this price point. I actually picked these up for about 35 Canadian dollars after discounts on the official AliExpress store they have. So you can see here it says Sanag on the top. It's a fairly stylish case, actually. I like the little lip, very easy to open, snaps closed nicely, and the buds don't fall out. The lid will close first. But it is a fairly big case. Now, the reason I bought these ones specifically is because I threw my Ambi earbuds in the washing machine and then they went through the dryer. That's the second pair I've done that to now. And because the case is so tiny, sometimes I don't feel that my pocket, or it doesn't add any extra weight to my pants when I'm throwing them in the washing machine, so I can't really tell that I'm chucking them in there. These I can, because they pack in a ton of battery life in these things. For the price point you're buying them at, you're getting 50 hours of battery with these. They take about an hour to charge as well, which is really, really good. So I'll tell you a little bit of stats about these. These are the, again, Z51s Pro Maxes. These have a 400 milliamp hour battery inside the earbud itself, which has a thicker end on it, as you can see. It fits behind your cartilage here. It's pretty easy to put on as well, a lot easier than the Ambi buds were to put on. And it kind of just sits like that. And then it has these little things here. It says Sanag on them. These are just touch controls. I actually dislike the touch controls on these. They're super inconvenient and they're not very well thought through. And all the startup sounds are also in Mandarin, which I understand these were made for the Chinese market, so it makes sense that they're in Chinese. But when I click on it, it pauses. But if I double click, sometimes it'll just pause. They're not very well made. I feel like they could have done just as well with doing some sort of swiping motion, because there's so much space on the back, so where I could have swiped to turn up the volume and swiped to turn down the volume and clicked to pause and then double click to switch music, but instead I have to like triple click it to go up one volume, and then I have to triple click again, it's just a pain in the ass. With me, I could have just clicked and held it or something like that, similar to the Ambis. It's just a bit of a pain. So if you're looking for really handy touch controls, I look elsewhere, especially for open type earbuds. I would look more towards the Ambis. I did actually prefer the Ambis shape, size, fit, and just the touch controls, as well as but the sound actually that you get from these compared to the Ambis are relatively the same. I would almost go for these a little more, just because they have a lot more space in them. They're a little more able to pack a punch at the price point they're at. But they're both USB-C, and the Ambi case did scratch a lot more than this one does, which kind of sucks. But yeah, so here's what the earbuds look like. So you can see here, like as I showed you, you have this big back that goes behind your ear, and you just kind of slide it on there. You kind of just have to force it. There we go, and then it's on. Okay, let's take a look at that. Oh, shit. Okay, and then it's just started playing music. I don't know if that did anything, but yeah, so that's what they look like. These are the green color. They have a white creamy inside. And you can close it up and it stops playing music, which I really like. You take them out, put them on. They're already playing. Well, they're not already playing music unless you have your music app open. but they're already on, connected, all that stuff. So they're really fast connection. They have a really low latency as well for the price point. Bluetooth 5.3 in these, which is really good for a $35 price tag. They have a transmission distance of about 10 meters, so you're not going to be walking very far away from your phone. I would say it's actually more than 10 meters in personal usage, but that is what their website is telling me. They have their working temperature is pretty much the working temperature of any other device. It cannot be minus 30 outside, and it cannot be 90 degrees Celsius. So yeah, these overall are actually just they're a great buy at the price point. I'm just taking a look here if I'm missing anything on the website that I could tell you. Oh yeah, the IPX5 waterproof, which is again pretty good for earbuds at this price point. They sound pretty solid also. Obviously, as an open type earbud, there's not a lot of deep, rich bass, but the kick is there, and it's enough for anyone who's listening to music. Unless you're really wanting that super deep bass, you're not getting them from these. You're not getting them from any other open type earbud that I've tried. But they are pretty good as well, and they stay attached as well. They're not going to fall off your ear, especially if you shake them around. We can test that out right now if you'd like. We'll put that on. Yeah, they feel secure. They're not coming off, and they're decently comfy as well. They're very comfy, especially for people who don't like earbuds that go in your ears. You'll definitely like the clips. I've tried buds like the Galaxy Bud Live as earbuds that don't go in your ears, but they're not as good. I was thinking about trying the Huawei FreeBuds 5 lately instead of these, but the only reason I didn't is because they're similar to like AirPods, and in the way that they kind of just sit in your ear. They're like halfway there, halfway not, and I don't feel like I'll find them comfy, even though they do look interesting. But yes, so 50 hours of play with these is plenty. It'll get you through multiple days for sure. This also has a little feature which I like to call like directional sound. So like the sound is it transmits 25 degrees in different. So like the earbuds are apparently smart enough at $35, and I'm not sure I'm buying this a lot, but when you put it on, it kind of like knows where to project the music towards your ear canal, and you can't physically adjust this in the app, which you can get the app in North America. You have to download an APK file on the QR code they send you in the box. I'm not sure if I buy it though. The 25 degree transmission angle, it just doesn't feel like it does anything. When I put it in the ear, it's pretty much sitting where it needs to be anyway, and it's pointing wherever. I would believe it if I could physically adjust it. Again, that would be a cool feature if they added it, where they have these big areas on the back, and they really didn't go for the touch controls. They just did the tap thing. There's a huge sliding mirror on the back that I could swipe to adjust the angle of the transmission or swipe the volume. They couldn't have done any of that, unfortunately. I guess at a $35 price point, they really can't do that, but I would have liked to see it at a $60 price point even with that feature. Like, I would have just preferred them to up the price and have actually good touch controls. But that's pretty much my big I'm not super happy about. It's just the touch controls. And when you adjust the touch controls in the app, as soon as they become disconnected again, or you put them back in the case and you connect them to your phone again, they just revert back to what they were before. So there's no point in adjusting anything, because it does not matter. All the app does is really tell you the percentage of each bud in the case. So again, but the Sanag at least is a 100% legit company, even though actually on their box it says TURE, Tier wireless stereo, not true wireless stereo. I cannot believe that they're still selling it like that. This is a major brand in like the Chinese market, and they're selling it with tier on it instead of true, which is incredible to me. But yeah, they're very comfy as well. They have a great fit. They also have a curve. Actually, I don't know if I showed you. They have a curve here. You can see, and this is the speaker here that projects out the audio. They have a curve, and it sits on the back of your ear very nicely. I actually very much enjoy that. So they do fit nicely as well. Again, especially for people who don't like normal earbuds. I'm just scrolling through the website here. I don't really think I didn't cover anything. Their default, again, I said everything reverts when you switch it in the app. So even if you switch the mixing mode that you're listening to, so you can switch it to like rock or pop or whatever, it will revert to the automatic default Sanag traditional sound or whatever, which is actually the best one in my opinion. So I wouldn't even bother with those either. Yeah, and I think that pretty much covers everything. Case feels really solid. Not high quality, but it's pretty quality. Again, for the price, everything feels nice. Earbuds are really lightweight as well, which, again, is super comfy for long period wearing. So you could see what they look like when I put them on my ears. Sometimes they're a bit hard to get on. There we go. Okay, so you can see what they look like. And then here's the inside of the case without the earbuds in. You can see left, right. They don't have any LED indicators on the inside, just the one on the outside there. You can also see the model on the inside here. It says model Sanag Z51s Pro Max. So I'm going to put these back in here. Oh. Is this not my right ear? I think I just put the left bud on my right ear somehow. I don't know how I did that. Anyways. Yeah, I actually do like them. At the $35 price point you're paying for these, or at least I paid for these, steal. I would say it's a pretty big steal. Only thing I wish they would improve is the touch controls. Battery life is fine. The sound is fine. Even the maximum volume is fine. They look nice. I'm not sure about this green color. I actually kind of wish I had opted for any other color, actually. Because when they arrived, they're a little bit darker than they were in the listing. Because these are supposed to be like a pale green. This is like olive green. So I probably would have went for blue, white, or black, personally. But I don't mind the green, and if the next phone I get is green or has a green case on it, it'll match. Because I know Samsung actually has green phones, and that's the kind of phone I have. So yes, they do come in multiple colors. I believe black, white. Oh, they also have pink as well. Black, white, blue, pink is what they have. So if you wanted some pink earbuds, I really don't know anyone who wears pink earbuds, but if you want to be that person, absolutely, they have the option for you. And they also didn't take long to arrive. Again, I don't really think there's much else I can cover here. Case is fine. These aren't going to go through the washing machine and survive easily. That's why I bought them, is because the $35 price point. If I ruin them, I'll buy another pair of something else. But honestly, if you're going to use these as your everyday until they break, these will last you as long as you take care of them, and they sound just fine. They work just fine. The battery life is great. The sound is good. Case is well built and heavy and thick, and you won't forget it anywhere. So yeah, I do recommend these. Go check them out. The link will be in the description. I'm not sponsored by Sanag at all, obviously. I hope you guys enjoyed my review. If there was anything else I can cover, let me know in the comments. Hit the subscribe button. Check out my new podcast, regular podcast with Deluxe. And also check out my other podcast with Chunky Beef. That would be Off Track Podcast. Jeez, I almost forgot. And my Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff is in the description. Check those out for me as well if you'd like to support the channel. I don't know if I said subscribe yet. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. And I hope you enjoyed my review on the Sanag Z51s Pro Max. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.